Hi, welcome to the Corporate Buddy. In today's video, we're going to talk about money. Yes, salary negotiation when you're thinking about accepting a job offer. I'm going to share my personal experience and how I negotiated my 50% more in salary, and I hope you find it useful. Hey, can you do something for me? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button so I can grow my community and be able to reach more people like yourself who are finding videos on my channel very useful. Thank you. Let's get to today's video. Alright, so salary negotiation. This is something that I did not enjoy at all. And I think everybody shares the same thing, the same view with me when they say negotiating is so scary. It is very nerve-wracking, and I honestly it was my least favorite part of my job search. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, especially women. It's really hard for us to truly ask for what we deserve and what we want. So I hope that after this video you can get a little bit of tips, because I say that because there's so many resources out there to help you with salary negotiation, and honestly none of it prepared me for what I actually had to do. Because even those things, they are very helpful. Some of those resources are very helpful, but at the end of the day, it still boils down to you and how you're able to properly articulate your value in the negotiation process. So I would say the first thing when you're trying to negotiate your salary is to do well on your interviews. Like, no matter how much you want to say, oh, I have this and this on my resume and I'm this and that, when you're negotiating, the first way to communicate value is to actually do well on the interview. So prepare for the interviews. Make sure that you connect with every interviewer. Make sure that you actually show during the interview the value you're bringing to the company before the negotiation phase. And I guess this goes without saying, of course, don't start negotiating before you even start interviewing. You can get an idea. Most recruiters, when they reach out to you, will want to push you into giving a number you're going to accept once the job offer comes. But try to maneuver the conversation such that you're not shooting yourself in the foot, because it could go both ways. Like, you overshoot or you undershoot yourself. So just try to say, hey, I am really more concerned about me being a good fit for this role, and I would like for us to get to know each other more before talking about compensation. So that you definitely want to make sure that you get past the interview stage. And once you pass the interview stage, they start talking about, hey, we want to give you an offer. And a lot of times they would give an initial number. They'll give you an initial number, but if they don't do that, they can ask you that, what are your salary expectations? This is when you want to put your PhD research cap on. Make sure that even while you're interviewing, you're already doing research. For me, I did research. I used Blind, that's the app. I used Glassdoor, and then I used word of mouth, talking to different people that I know are within the same level that I'm interviewing for, my friends that have recently switched jobs, trying to see what packages that they were offered and what that kind of gives me an idea of where I should fall, like what range I should fall in. So in the first interviewing, in the first negotiation, first time you're negotiating, they would ask you, make sure you give them a range. The range they usually would say should be, the lower one should be what you're absolutely going to, like a little bit above what you really want, and then add maybe say 20-25% to that. So give a range, because really salaries are within ranges. A lot of companies have different factors that play into how much they pay each person. So it's important that you put yourself in a range, and kind of give a higher limit of what you're really trying to the lower limit of what you're really trying to shoot for, and then add more to that on the upper limit. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is, when you start negotiating, make sure that you understand the different aspects of the compensation. So for tech companies, you have base salary, you have stock options, you have sign-on bonus sometimes. Then some people would add like paid time off to the negotiation, to compensation. All of that, you want to make sure that you have a proper understanding. So negotiate from a place of understanding, like understand every single aspect of the compensation, of the job, of your role, of your own skill set, and how that kind of plays in the current market. So these are all things that you will get from research, from talking to people, from researching on different websites and compensation websites. Levels.fyi is also another website that's specifically tailored to tech companies and the way they level, the way their leveling works, and the salary for each level, the salary ranges for each level. So people post and share their salary, their compensation packages on that website. You can kind of go search for your specific role and have an idea of what people are being offered. So once you have all of that, then you hey God, please leave me alone. You are well prepared for the salary negotiation. So for me, how did I get 50% more salary? Honestly, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. People don't tell you that. It's not always by how good you are at negotiating, but it's also luck. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's also luck. I was lucky enough to have a manager that I feel like was advocating for me and wanted me to join the team, which is why I said you need to be very well in tune with the interview process to know where you stand, to understand how much you connected with the people and how much they want you. So that will kind of give you like an upper hand in the negotiation process. And I negotiated with the recruiter, not my manager, but I kind of gave a range initially, and he came back and said, okay, they can do this. They went a little bit above, and then I also just highlighted that I really like this role. There are other opportunities I'm considering, but I'm really interested in this role. I also really want to if the role would require me to relocate to a high cost of living place, and I was like, for me to maintain the lifestyle that I have right now, this is how much that I can, I'll absolutely not go lower than to be able to relocate to that location and be comfortable and everything. And like people also talk about speaking to your skills, highlighting your skills. I personally feel like a lot of that has been seen in the interview process. They should have seen your skills. They should have the interview process is in place for them to very much understand how your skills align with the job description. So all of that should have been cleared out in the interview. So now it's just a matter of, hey, how bad do you guys want me, and how willing are you to pay to get me? So all of that, of course, you have to be very respectful in your conversation. Know that it's not they don't owe you something. They don't owe you the salary that you want, even though you deserve that salary, but they don't have to give it to you. They could easily go give it to somebody else that they interviewed. So be respectful, and just it's like you're trying to buy something in the market and you're trying to negotiate with the seller, like, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. So they say highlight different things that make you stand out, but also focus on how you want to be your best self. You want to focus solely on the job, and you don't want compensation to be something that you worry about. That was my own approach. That was my strategy, to say, hey, you guys already know that I'm qualified for this role. You already determined that through interview, and know that when you get to the negotiation stage, there's maybe few of you that have gotten to that stage, 2 or 3 of you. So most likely they really want you to come on board. And recruitment takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of energy from companies. So recruiters want to close up on a candidate as soon as possible as well. So just know that there's a little bit of a leverage that you have here. Try to use that and proceed cautiously. Understand that don't be greedy, don't be too greedy. Don't be greedy. Just ask for what you believe is fair for you, for what's being asked of you, what you're going to be delivering. And I just focused primarily on, hey, I really love this company. I want to work for you. For me to be able to do it, this is what's going to make me comfortable. And after like 2 or 3 back and forths, I was eventually we were able to get to a mutual agreement of what works for both me and the company, and I was happy. It went 50% higher than what we originally started with. And my girlies, I just want to let you know that please don't give up. A lot of times we're so scared of asking for more. The worst you can get is a no. Ask. As long as you've done your research and you know it's within what's possible, ask for it. Like my mom will always say, the worst you can get is a no. Like I said, these people want you on board, and they are more likely to go a little bit further for that than pulling out altogether. So just ask for what you want, and it might not be a yes the first time. Try again go through another route. If your base salary cannot be negotiated, try negotiating on the stock options, or get a higher sign-on bonus, or say, hey, can I get a higher PTO? Just try different things that you feel like you say, I think this is going to be fair for us to make sure that we find a middle ground here that works for both of us, because you want to be happy working for them, and they want you to be happy as well. At least they should want you to be happy if it's a great company. If they don't, that's a red flag. Stay away. But yeah, that's what I did, and I hope it's been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at the Corporate Baddie on Instagram. I'll be happy to clear out any specific questions that you have. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you found this video useful. Bye.